Well, hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode of DUD or Spud. I'm Maniacal Mac. Today's movie we're going for came out in 1988 and it's called Slugs. Now, this ain't a massively unknown film. I know, I have seen it about the place. Don't recall ever watching it though, weirdly enough. It seems like one of them films I definitely would have watched, but don't think I did, or at least if I have, definitely don't remember it, but I'm definitely aware of it, you know what I mean? Talking of, if you've seen this film, what did you make of it? After my reaction, my review at the end, you agree? But I'm not going to say too much about this, because it's big, mutant slugs. I think something gets in the sewer systems, mutates slugs to become killer slugs. Whether we get any massive, big-ass slugs, I don't know. In the trailer, it just shows little slugs with teeth, so it'll be a laugh at least, you know what I mean? It'll be a laugh at least, you know what I mean? Will it be any good, though? Don't know. If they try and play it completely serious, I don't know. If they're having a bit of a laugh of it might be alright. Not going to know till I watch it, you know what I mean? So, with that said, let's get into Slugs from 1988.
Sewer outlet in the way here.
Oh, please, they don't dump the sewers in this lake. They get the water from it.
Well, hey!
He's talking about, all his sewers and all this shit. And he's got his foot, in the water. He's they're dumping it. And he's also fishing it. They just opened up with, Italian-style voice acting. It's amazing.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. You're crazy. No, look at this. That's our intro, is it? Alright, Alright.
Pathetic.
It said Slugs a movie. What, was this a TV series before or something? The dog's just not, mouth moving at all. It's like, and he's just like, I'm not going in that house, mate. Fuck off. He's got loads of slugs in his basement then, coming out the sewers and shit. Alright.
No!
What? He just laid down that happened? What?
A fucking embarrassment.
Come on, Maureen.
There was another, 2 empty bottles at least, Why did he not take them back, the lazy bugger?
Do you like?
Yeah, very much.
I like very much. How much?
Sheriff, you don't mind if I smoke, do you? I sure as hell do, Brady.
Well,
Muck up your own lungs if you want, but don't mess
when he
with mine.
smoked then, he went out the window and then he was rolled back up. How's it rolled up and down without him rolling the window? And also, he just lit up and then goes, do you mind if I smoke? What the
Don't
fuck?
let me...
That was his reaction to that. Are you seriously telling me that him, digging out a hole, the slugs are strong enough to... You know what I mean?
Go off.
And then he eats them. Oh, that's gross.
You're on drugs, girl, I swear.
Either that or you need professional help.
Then if you want to put
So that's a little example of why I haven't commented much, because most of the film has been just that kind of dialogue where they're playing up to it, but I think even a 5-year-old would kind of be like, really?
Pathetic.
Oh, there's a slug in his glove, innit? Right, then I thought I'm sure I saw it. Yeah, how would it take him that long to realise? He would have been instantly like, what's that sludgy mess in my glove? No, he can't get his glove off, so he's smacking his own hand. Alright. Jeez, look at this. So.
Bullshit.
Is he going to try and cut his own hand off? But yeah, I can already see the part where it's going to get cut now. She's walking into this Harold, no! What are you doing, Harold, no! What? And that's... Alright, so... I know what the fuck that was, but that happened. That happened, alright. So again, killed out of stupidity, not even by the slugs.
Nice, those things are big.
I told you they were big.
Big, they're gigantic.
Gigantic, they're about that fucking big. Look at that, he put his finger there to get bitten. And they had little teeth. What the fuck is this film, honestly? Fucking hell, look at this. Well, he's chucking one in a jar, is he? It's 5 of them. Why didn't you get a couple of them, because, you know what I mean? They got a few to sample in, not just one. You know? No, she's cutting up the lettuce that the slugs was in, alright. Because that's interesting, actually. Now she's kept the slugs are dead. If you ingest them, are they going to fucking do some mad shit to you?
Hey.
Hey, yourself.
Because I'll be honest, the only way this film now is going to, you know, get any kind of love from the Mac here is if, like, they just go full on stupid now and people turn into, like, zombie slugs and shit. Because so far, not looking good, just saying.
What the fuck is this?
What's this?
He said about these, and then what's this? So, you only put... I say put one in, there's still some in a jar. Did he grab a handful? I'm sure he only picked up one, but there's some in a jar while he's still looking at that.
What? What's wrong?
Oh, here we go, because he's eating the salad that she cooked. Did she have any herself, or was it just for him? He's like, oh, is he gonna like...
David? I'm sorry for being...
Is a dead slug gonna crawl out with him? Because that would be a bit, what?
David, what is it?
You goddamn cooking, that's what it is.
No.
How'd you fuck up lettuce?
I don't know.
Okay, so some slugs eating the mouse by the looks of the hamster, like, okay. You can see this, the hamster in the back still just completely fine, like, just at the back, like, no more blood on him. And all these fucking slugs come out the toilet and they haven't noticed, alright? Ah, the fucking slugs are in his feet now, fair enough. Ah, she just fell onto them. Like fucking piranhas, just... Well, she was moaning about not being satisfied. They're sure getting a taste now. She gonna moan still?
Ah, go on, Wolf.
They kind of just rub paint on you then, basically.
Sheriff? You better be, Dobbs. I'll shove my boot so far up your butt, you'll need a tow truck to get it out.
We're having a go with him. He's doing his job, taking photos. He goes, make sure you take photos. He's like, I am. And he's having a go with him for taking photos.
Nice to see. Killer slugs, for Christ's sakes. What'll it be next? Demented crickets? Rampaging mosquitoes, maybe?
Be better than this.
Phone for me.
Sure, right away. You don't have to bite my head off.
I'll bite your head off.
He hasn't even had time to go in the office to sit down to take the fucking call. He's having to go with her about not putting it through when she was about to. Like, I don't know how much of this is improvised. It seems like quite a lot of it, because some of the dialogue's a bit like, really? You sat and wrote that? That's what you wrote? I don't know, it's a bit strange.
Like. They have found half-eaten rats and chickens and cats and even a large dog.
Look at him, that sounded like he made that up, or he's just so fed up with his script, but he was kind of just like, so what's the script again? Say something about slugs eating animals. Any in particular? Nah, you pick and choose which one. He's like cats, chickens, donkeys, mutants, aliens. What the fuck was it? Should we redo that? Nah, don't worry about that. So he reckons it was all this toxic waste shit from the 60s, 20 years ago in the timeline of this, then they filled it all in, so a result of all the toxic waste shit. So why is it only now affect... Well, I guess you could say they've evolved into it maybe, like, but it's still very stupid, you know? She's having a nosebleed now, okay? Look at this. Oh my god! Look at him! You'd have to take the table with you, like, fucking hell, if they just had food, mates, like, come on, think about others. Fuck you and your bleeding head, and nose, and... His eye just blew up, and, like, they weren't even slugs, though, they're more like worms. I suppose baby slugs, I guess, like,
This is where they... The landfill. I mean, who knows what kind of poisonous gases escape?
Right, so that's what they've explained. They said recently making this building complex over where they filled it in, they think they've broken some kind of gas line or some shit that's caused
Yes, excuse me, just a minute.
the toxic to get out or some shit.
A few moments later.
Strain of parasite found in the blood streams of slugs.
Okay, so they're going down the parasite routes. Alright. A particular type of parasite found in bloodstreams of slugs. They've mutated when you eat it or ingest it, but obviously in your body and fucks you up then. If they did a whole film like that would have been a much better idea than, like, whatever they're doing here. I think I just chucked loads of licorice down because none of it is moving at all. But there's a guy who's been eaten by him apparently. But look, none of them are moving. Now they are, but just then it was just a still image. Look at this. Just smack him with a pan bat. You came there saying there's killer slugs everywhere, proved nothing, and then you saying they're unbelievable for not believing you, right?
What?
idiot!
Okay, now this has happened. Well, he's still breathing. What the fuck?
Get back. How about if we get naked and get crazy?
I'll be here.
This guy's got like literally 0% fucking game. Like even his own wife was like, really?
Fucking embarrassment.
Look at this. What the fuck? So they just at a party, the one guy she was with just now was like, nah, I don't want to do it. And now this guy, he's put a mask on and he's doing this. What the fuck? In a film called Slugs, where we've got like about 50 minutes left, why are you chucking this in? Oh yeah, for someone to die with the slugs, I guess. Go on then. Your grand idea was to dive down in the sewers, alright? And then just some screaming and that, alright?
Bullshit.
Look, body being dragged away, okay? So he's burning a wire to electrocute them. Keeping in mind you're also standing in the water. And you guys are okay? Alright?
Yeah, the attention to detail has been amazing.
And then this is happening now. Just running over the snail, over the slugs. They're like, there's too many of them. And they're like on the fucking floor.
I'm at the old factory.
Fully.
So here's another thing. They're saying that underneath the old factory, which was a toxic thing, their hands and fucking faces are mostly exposed and that, like.
Get away out of here.
These guys are idiots, like. You're gonna come out there looking like a fucking toxic Avenger, like. So they chucked in a load of, like, beef or meat and shit for some reason.
What are we gonna do?
He opened the thing and went flying in. Look at that. Oh, fuck. Well, just leave him, he's dead now, isn't he, like? Look at that. Oh, no, fuck. They were saying earlier, how do we get across? Why didn't you just do that earlier, then? That's it, grab onto my leg and pull me down with you. Okay, so he's chucking all this shit down and this is happening, alright? And it conveniently just leaves a trail for all of the slugs to blow up. Look at it, blowing up all the drains everywhere. And it blew up. Because he said earlier, oh, they should be safe, we won't blow things up, but random places are blowing up in the town and that now. So, did they fuck up the whole town? So it's just random places are blowing up now, like, you know what I mean?
He knew the chances.
I could have kept him out of this.
No, I don't think you could.
No, you went directly to him and said, I need your help. Like,
We could never
what
have
the
done
fuck?
it without him, Mike.
You could have done it perfectly fine without him. I mean, this guy just blew up a fucking half of a town. You're not arresting him and stuff? No, just there, let him walk off in the distance. Oh look, one survived. Obviously there's going to be a load of rogue ones to survive. Obviously, like, you know.
Well, duh.
Okay, so that was Slugs from 1988. What to say about this one, innit? You know what I mean? In the intro, I was saying, like, oh, you know, if they play it serious, it might be a bit dodgy, but if they play up to it, it might work. Weirdly, like, they mostly played up to it, like, you know, even in an 80s film, some of the characters were a bit more strict, but, you know, the whole tone of it was pretty, like, let's be silly and have a laugh, right? But, although that's how they were acting and came across, the tone and the idea of the film wasn't silly, you know what I mean? So it was like a serious idea about killing fucking slugs, but played silly by most people and stuff. I haven't checked who the writers were, the script writers, but I got a feeling some of the writers involved, maybe English wasn't their first language, because some of the lines and stuff, because I mentioned earlier, I was like, oh, he's definitely improvising this. And I think the reason being, some of the lines that they kept, and a lot of it, some of it is just really dumb and don't make sense, or it's not that, it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? It was very basic, a lot of the shit they were saying, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And a lot of the jokes felt very flat for me. It felt like, even like if I was a young kid watching this, I would have been like, this, that was supposed to be funny, you know what I mean? Whereas, like, usually these kind of films, I get a lot of charm out of them, which is weird, because they had a lot of what I like in these films, where it's like, you know, bad acting, even though most of them are doing it on purpose, it was bad, but it was just to the point where it was like, oh, it was a bit funny at the beginning, but most of the end's a bit like that. Kind of drags a bit, which explains this film's an hour and a half as well, about killer fucking slugs. And, like, the few, like, killing scenes you get in it, it's like 50% of them are off-screen deaths, and then the 50 they show were actually quite cool. Like, you know, they're busting out the guy's eye, they get eaten up and shit. And then parts, obviously, are the best parts of it, you know, obviously. But it's very little of it, very little of that in there. And a lot of it, you'd think like, all right, then just dialogue heavy, talking about how, trying to find out about the slugs. And they're going into too much detail about that because ultimately you just go, yeah, just mutated slugs. Not really explain that too much, like toxic waste, you know. That's all I needed to do, like, you know what I mean? At points I was getting like slight Creepshow 2 vibes when like they were getting eaten, like on Creepshow 2 when the oil shit in the water's eating everyone up. I was getting slight vibes of that. Talking of, this film would have significantly been better as like a part of an anthology if it was cut down short and briefly just say, yeah, they're toxic slugs. That's all you need to know. Don't fucking know much more. And just go over the top with the killing, like, you know what I mean? And just go over the top with like the gore sort of shit. That would have been a much better direction. Or if they just went completely silly and then like you get like giant mutant slugs or like people get infected and become like monstrous slugs. To me, that would have been a much better idea because it's just like, you can't, like, I know it's not supposed to be taken seriously, but like when they're having intense moments, you're just like, fucking slugs, like, come on, like, you know, come on. At no point can you, although this is supposed to be a horror film, whether it's a comedy horror or not, it's still got the word horror in there. There's just like none of that. You're just like, did you lose a bet? It feels like one of them films, like, you know, where companies, maybe they've done really well and they're like, shit, man, like, you know what I mean? We need to somehow, like, I can't fully remember how it works. I think if you like make a shit film and it bombs, it gets taken off your tax or something at the end of the year or something on that. And I know a lot of films purposely make these bad films just to go, you know, we've been doing well this year, our tax is going to be a lot, so let's make a shit film on purpose. And it felt like maybe that was what it was, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, for a film called Slugs, you're already at a battle trying to make that entertaining unless you go full out mental. They don't. They keep it, as I said, the storyline's fairly serious. It's just the acting and everything else around it is a bit kind of stupid and silly, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, it was just too long for me, too little of the slug stuff, and they didn't go far enough over the top. They kept it just little slugs, and like now and then he'd like have a little teeth shot, and then when they're dying from there, you're like, this is stupid, really dumb, you know, which usually I don't mind, but it just didn't work for me, so I get to it. It's a dud for me. It's just definitely not one I'd watch again. It was a bit of a stretch, like a drag. I was clock watching a bit. Happy it's over, if I'm honest, and it'll probably be a short episode because, you know, you make one or two comments and it's all I can say then, really, with this, besides the killing scenes, really. And there weren't much of that. Like, a lot of the acting was just, you know what I mean, bad. It was bad, like, but not entertaining bad. It was like, initially it was quite funny, and then it just quickly got, shit, we got a whole film of these characters, you know what I mean? But, you know, it wasn't for me. Like, maybe I can see why people enjoy it, but of this kind of film, I'll just, like, watch loads of other ones over it, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, it's going to be a dud for me. Not like the worst film I've ever seen, but certainly not one I would recommend to anyone to watch again. At best, I don't know if there is a YouTube, maybe someone's done like just the death scenes, someone's done a like compilation. Just watch that, you get more enjoyment out of it. It'll take less of your time up, honestly. If you have seen this, what did you make of it? Any movies to suggest, let me know. Otherwise, I've been Maniacal Mac, so thanks for joining. Until next time, peace out.
Maniacal Mac.